Friends, we know how dark Josh Duggar's criminal story was. But did you know just how reckless he became right before going to prison? Today, I'm going to tell you about some leaked messages that are honestly hard to believe. Just before his sentencing in 2022, Josh allegedly sent several messages to his wife, Anna, and after those messages leaked online, people were left completely shocked. The language inside those messages was so disturbing and inappropriate that many people believe the Duggar family itself was left speechless. And in today's video, we're going to look at the real story behind those leaked messages, along with some troubling details about Josh's mindset that many people haven't talked about before. So stay with me until the very end, because later in the video, I'm going to share information that many viewers believe proves Josh never showed true remorse. Alright friends, let's go through this dark chapter together. It seems that prison time was no barrier to Josh Duggar's behavior. Before beginning his prison sentence, the former 19 kids and counting star was being held at the Washington County Detention Center in Arkansas. And during that time, reports claim he sent several provocative messages to his wife, Anna Duggar. Those messages were later made public. One message from May 2022, reportedly obtained by People magazine, said, "I miss you so much, my love. I miss being close to you. I miss seeing you. I miss everything about us." According to reports, Josh also commented on Hannah's appearance and suggested different kinds of clothing he wanted to see her wear. Other messages allegedly asked Hannah whether she had received photos from him. In another message, Josh reportedly wrote, "I can't wait for us to be alone again. I miss you all. What are you thinking about today? I miss us being us." The former reality TV star also talked about memories with Anna, including relaxing together and spending private time as a couple. But just days after sending those messages to his wife, the mother of his 7 children, Josh was sentenced to more than 12 years in federal prison. He had previously been convicted on charges related to child exploitation material. Years later, the Duggar family faced even more legal controversy. In March 2026, Josh's younger brother, Joseph Duggar, was arrested on child abuse-related charges. Joseph pleaded not guilty. Just 2 days later, his wife, Hindra Duggar, was also arrested on charges related to child endangerment and false imprisonment. She also pleaded not guilty. Following the arrest, Josh released a statement through his lawyer. According to the statement, Josh understood the stigma of being accused and was praying for his brother during the difficult situation. The lawyer also stated that Josh and Joseph were not in regular contact. Now, to better understand the Duggar family story, let's take a closer look at the family itself. Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar became widely known as the parents of 19 children, and eventually, grandparents to dozens of grandchildren. Their relationship began when they were teenagers. Michelle once recalled becoming deeply religious at age 15. Around that same time, Jim Bob was involved in church outreach activities when he first heard about Michelle. Eventually, the two met through church connections, and over time, their relationship grew stronger. Michelle later described Jim Bob as shy, but kind, and remembered how nervous he was when he first asked her to attend a school banquet with him. After spending more time together discussing faith and religion, the couple believed their relationship was guided by God. They graduated high school in 1984 and married that same summer. Michelle was 17. Jim Bob was 19. More than 40 years later, they remained together and continued building the large family that eventually became famous on television. Jim Bob later entered politics and served in the Arkansas House of Representatives from 1999 until 2002. At the same time, both he and Michelle became active in conservative religious causes, which eventually led to the success of their reality series, 19 Kids and Counting. The show first aired in 2008 and quickly became both highly popular and highly controversial. By October 2024, the couple had become grandparents to 33 grandchildren, with even more on the way. Josh Duggar, the oldest Duggar child, was born on March 3, 1988. Like his parents, Josh also became involved in conservative political activism and worked with the Family Research Council. But in 2015, his life changed dramatically after old police reports resurfaced. Those reports contained allegations that Josh had sexually assaulted several girls as a teenager, including some of his own sisters. One of those sisters, Amy Duggar, later defended him during a television interview, saying many public claims had been exaggerated. Despite years of scandal and controversy, Josh's wife, Amy Duggar, remained by his side. The couple married in 2008 and eventually had 7 children together. After Josh later admitted to infidelity and entered a treatment center, his parents described it as an important step toward recovery. Then, in April 2021, federal prosecutors charged Josh with receiving and possessing child exploitation material. Josh pleaded not guilty, but in 2022, he was convicted and sentenced to more than 12 years in prison. Shortly after Josh was born, Michelle Duggar became pregnant again, but sadly suffered a miscarriage. While grieving that loss, Michelle and Jim Bob later learned they were expecting twins. They described the pregnancy as a double blessing. Those twins were John David Duggar and Amy Duggar, born on January 12, 1990. John David Duggar later married Abby Grace Barnett after a fast-moving relationship that began through church connections. The couple married in November 2018. They later welcomed daughter Grace Annette in 2020 and son Charlie in 2022. Years later, Amy Duggar shared an emotional birthday message to her twin brother, joking about the mysterious twin connection people always ask them about. She said that when his daughter was born, she felt his joy deeply, and maybe the twin connection really was real after all. In February 2026, Abby and John David welcomed their third child, a baby girl. Meanwhile, Amy Duggar remained single longer than many of her siblings. After watching many brothers and sisters marry before her, Amy eventually fell in love with Stephen Wiseman. Despite feeling pressure at times, Amy said she believed God's timing was different for everyone. The couple married in August 2024, and on December 30, 2025, they welcomed their first child together, a son named Archie Gerald Wiseman. Jill Duggar, born in 1991, later married Derek Dillard. The two first met through church activities and slowly developed a relationship through email, Skype calls, and family visits. They married in June 2014 and later became parents to 3 sons. Years later, Jill and Derek publicly discussed the Duggar family controversies in the Amazon Prime documentary, Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. The documentary explored both the family's fame and the strict religious culture surrounding them. Amy Duggar, born in 1992, later married Ben Seawald after a highly supervised courtship that became famous among viewers of the show. At the time, Jim Bob Duggar explained that courtship was different from modern dating because couples spent time together mainly in group settings with family involvement. Jessa and Ben married in November 2014. Over the years, they welcomed several children together while continuing to appear on Duggar-related television projects. Jessa also publicly revealed that she suffered a miscarriage in 2022 before later welcoming another son in 2023. Ginger Duggar, born in 1993, later married Jeremy Villolo after meeting through church ministry work in Texas. The couple married in 2016 and later welcomed multiple children together. Over the years, Ginger became one of the more publicly independent members of the Duggar family, often speaking openly about her personal growth and changing perspectives. Joseph Duggar, born in 1995, later married Kendra Caldwell after a brief courtship. The couple eventually became parents to 4 children. But in March 2026, Joseph became the center of another major scandal after being arrested on charges involving a minor. Joseph pleaded not guilty. Just days later, Kendra also faced criminal charges related to child endangerment. The shocking arrests created another wave of controversy surrounding the Duggar family name. Josiah Duggar, born in 1996, later married Lauren Swanson. The couple became engaged in 2018, and Josiah described the proposal location as especially meaningful because of its family history. After marrying later that same year, the couple welcomed their daughter, Bella Milagro, in November 2019. And even years later, the Duggar family story continues to spark debate, controversy, and endless public attention.